Hello, boys and girls. Red Triangle here. Now, it's been about 2 weeks since I last did an update on the Tommy Robinson situation over in the UK. So yeah, I figure now is about high time to do it. Now, there have been a few developments that have happened from then and now. So let's start off with the first one, and the first one being Tommy Robinson supposedly being moved to a Muslim-majority prison. Now, this all happened around the 14th of June, I believe. But either way, let's give this article a read, shall we? Tommy Robinson has been moved to a Muslim-majority prison, according to those close to him. Author Raheem Kassam said on Twitter, Tommy's human rights are being violated as he was moved to a new UK prison last night, without warning or reason. He is now in a very heavily Muslim-populated prison in the Midlands in England. I don't give a fuck about health insurance right now. Kasim later added, I am told the decision to move Tommy Robinson from a relatively safe prison to a highly unsafe prison was one that came from the UK Home Office, which means people need to be asking questions of Sajid Javid, Britain's new Home Secretary. And here we have the tweets from Paul Joseph Watson, which on the 13th of June, breaking, Tommy Robinson has reportedly been moved to a prison with a 71% Muslim population. Inmates were banging on cell walls last night, shouting death threats. Protests were ignored. Tommy now fears for his safety. Full info coming up on the live show. Clarification: the Muslim population is estimated to be around 70% on the wing in which Tommy is being held, not the entire prison. Which, Colin Robertson, I forget how to pronounce the dude's name. Crucified me for it. Tommy said it looked around 70% Muslim on his wing. It was also revealed Robinson's video, I Won't Be Around Much Longer, was recently removed from YouTube for violating community guidelines and YouTube's policy on hate speech. That did happen. That did, and that was just like really fucking spooky. Because, and if you haven't watched that video, look it up. I mean, there's been a few people who mirrored it. I know YouTube might have put the video back up by now. But it's a very, very eerie video from Tommy Robinson. And it's just basically him saying, look, I'm not going to be here much longer. We're not going to have this ability to use this platform. And then he went on to say they're trying to shut me down and all that, which they are. They, I guess, being the far left and being YouTube and all these fucking cry bullies who get pissed off if someone doesn't think the way that they do. They want people like Tommy Robinson, people like me, people like insert YouTube personality here to be the platform. That's true. Now, let's keep reading. According to Robinson's Facebook page, in the video, Tommy talked only about how he was removed from Twitter for posting a verifiable government statistic, and how social media companies were working with the establishment to have him removed forever. Gert Wilders also took to Twitter to warn Javid and Theresa May, if Robinson's hurt, you will have blood on your hands and people all over the world will hold you accountable. Be wise and release him now. Oh, and Gert Wilders, oh my god, I love that beautiful man from the Netherlands. I'm not a gay man, but if I was, I'd go after Gert Wilders. Like, he's just been really badass when it comes to this whole situation. If this is true at Sajid Javid and Theresa May, then Tommy is in serious life-threatening danger. If he is hurt, you will have blood on your hands, and people all over the world will hold you accountable. Be wise and release him now. Chilling update on Tommy Robinson's orders, Tommy Robinson orders to move. Robinson came from the top. Imam reportedly notified Muslim inmates the day before the move. Now let's check this out. Waiting on this fucking webpage to load a little bit. Okay. Those close to Tommy Robinson have released chilling updates about his recent prison transfer. According to Colin Robinson, fucking hell, that's gonna be confusing, was moved to a Muslim-majority wing in the prison after references to him being a high-risk prisoner were allegedly removed from his file. It was also claimed that Muslim inmates were warned of Robinson's transfer by the prison imam the day prior to the move. Let's see. Colin Robertson said on Twitter, Tommy's new cell consists of just a blue mat on the floor. The references in his file relating to him being a high-risk prisoner were all removed, and that is why he was placed on a wing with many Muslim prisoners. The imam at the new prison was telling other inmates that Tommy was arriving the day before he was transferred. The governor and guards from both prisons had no idea of the move until the second it happened. Orders came from the top to move him. Prisoners were being already read into that. Independent member of the European Parliament, Janice Atkinson, also attempted to raise safety concerns for Robinson. Fucking hell. I knew that was going to mess me up. Robinson in Parliament, but was reportedly shouted down by Labour MPs before having her microphone cut. Now, since we read through those articles, there are two things that I want to say about it, about the supposed transfer of Tommy Robinson. Okay, the prison that Tommy was moved to might not be 71% Muslim. Might be like 1 in 5 people are Muslim. You know? However, with that being said, Tommy is still at risk. You know, if all these terrorist attacks and all that shit across Europe, here in America, and England, if they've showed everybody one thing, that one thing is this, okay? It only takes one zealot. That's all it takes. Especially in Tommy's case in prison, all it takes is one zealot with a fucking shank to kill Tommy Robinson. You know, that's all it takes. So the truth alone, like the actual truth of it all, is still very fucking concerning. You know, so there's that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this particular update. So yeah, let's look into some other things, namely the protests that happened that happening across the world, over in England and Australia, here in America. Yeah, so let's check that out, shall we? Okay, so here we have shit, I forgot where this was. Okay. Okay, 0906 2018. Here we have one of the marches for Tommy Robinson over in London. Now shit kind of got a little real in this one. So yeah, let's hit play, shall we? So yeah, that was pretty hectic, if I do say so myself. Now, one thing I got to say about this: usually, I'm not for violent protests. I'm not for violent rallies. I don't like to see things go this way. However, in this case, I think, yeah, really and truly, the British authorities have no one to blame but themselves. Hell, the UK, the government of the United Kingdom has no one to blame themselves for the violence that, went on during all of this. Because, I mean, I forget who said it, but it applies to this. When you make peaceful revolution impossible, you only make violent revolution inevitable. When you take away people's freedom of speech, when you take away their right to voice their opinion, then, yeah, shit's just gonna get real. That's the way it is. Furthermore, the more I sit back and the more that I think about it, and those who are fans of history like I am, if you look back in history, this is how violent revolutions start. This is precisely how they start. And if the United Kingdom keeps going down the road that it's going, yeah, I mean, I will bet my bottom dollar that you will see blood in the streets of London. Because that's just the way shit like this goes. Anyway, let's look into some other stuff on the Tommy Robinson rallies, shall we? So the same day that you had, or well, it might have been the day after, you had that little scuffle we just saw. You also had this happening. Gert Wilders. This man, once again, he has been one badass motherfucker during this whole story. He has, and quite frankly, to me, it's a new person to actually look into. I've actually become infatuated with the guy over this. So let me shut the hell up and let the man, the myth, the motherfucking legend, Gert Wilders, speak.
To tell you that you will never walk alone. And we are here to tell the world, and the UK government in particular, free Tommy Robinson. And at this very moment, thousands of people all over the world are demonstrating in front of British embassies, from LA to Sydney, and over 500,000 people have already signed the petition for Tommy, and all with the one important message: free Tommy. So Downing Street is just around the corner. So maybe once again, as loud as possible as we can, let them hear our message: free Tommy Robinson. So listen to us, Theresa May. Listen to us, Sajid Javid. Listen to us, Sadiq Khan. Listen to us, all you in power. We want the release of Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is the greatest freedom fighter of Britain today. We do. We want Tommy out. Tommy Robinson is a freedom fighter. He says what no one dares to say. He has guts. He has courage. And that is more that we can say from all those people that govern us. Because our governments sold us out with mass immigration, with Islamization, with open borders. We are almost foreigners in our own land. And if we complain about it, they call us racist or Islamophobes. But I say, no more. And what do you say? No more. And that's right. Enough is enough. We will not be gagged anymore. No more tyranny. My friends, 75 years ago, your fathers and grandfathers liberated my country from tyranny. My country, the Netherlands, is a free country today because the British brave boys and men, people like you, liberated us. And do you know how we used to call these British soldiers? We call them Tommies. That's how we call them. But today, your government has put a Tommy in jail. Freedom is behind bars. Tommy is behind bars. And that is totally unacceptable. And that is why we say, set him free. Tommy is in jail while the British state looked in the other way for years, when thousands of English children and girls were brutally raped by those grooming gangs. They were your daughters, the daughters of the brave Tommies, the daughters of the hard-working, decent people of Britain who made this beautiful country so great. But for years and years, the police, the politicians, the prosecutors did nothing and looked the other way. They refused to listen to the victims. They arrested fathers who tried to liberate their daughters. They left children in the hands of these gangs. But Tommy, my friends, Tommy acted. Tommy didn't look in the other direction. He refused to ignore the problem. He gave voice to millions of Britons who were abandoned by the authorities. And when Tommy protested, the same authorities could not be fast enough to jail him and to gag the media. And I tell you, that is not democracy. That is not freedom. That is what they do in Saudi Arabia. So I ask you, do you want to be Britain or Saudi Arabia? My friends, it was not Tommy who was breaching the peace. It was your government who was breaching the peace. And we will not accept it any longer. We want freedom. And it is our duty to speak out against rape, against grooming gangs, against Sharia law, against barbarism. And we demand the freedom of Tommy Robinson. So here we stand in full solidarity with Tommy, because like him, we are sick and tired for being silenced. And I tell you, today we have a message for all the governments in the world. And our message is, we will not be silenced. We will not be intimidated. And we tell the governments, we are not afraid of you. We will never surrender. We will stand strong and do our duty. We will defend our civilization. And we will protect our people. And I tell you, to the governments, you can throw us in jail, but you will never defeat us. Because, my friends, for every Tommy whom you imprison, thousands will rise up. So take notice, Theresa May. Take notice, Dutch Prime Minister Rutte. Take notice, Mrs. Merkel or President Macron. Take notice, the future is ours and not yours. We will defeat you politically. Because we, my friends, we are the people. And every day, more people are joining our cause. The cause of freedom. And every day, our numbers grow. And our demands are right and just. This is what we want. First and most important, free Tommy Robinson. But we also want you to give our countries back to us. Stop selling us out. Stop the mass immigration. Protect your own people. Stop gagging us. Restore the freedom of speech. My friends, long live Great Britain.
I'm going to go ahead and, add something to Go Wilder's demanding the restoration of free speech. Don't just demand it. Don't just demand that you be given free speech. Demand that you be given free speech and demand that it is protected under a constitutional law. Demand that it be protected. Okay, because that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize when it comes to this situation, especially my fellow Americans, when it comes to this situation. The Great Britain, when it comes to freedom of speech, it's not like over here in America. Over here we have our First Amendment, which is protected by our Constitution. We have the right to say what we want. We have the freedom of the press, and that just doesn't apply to CNN, MSNBC, or any other big news conglomerate. It applies to me, and it applies to all these other commentators on YouTube, who are here in America. So demand that it be protected from the government. Try to get it to where this shit cannot happen again. So anyway, let's look at some other videos, shall we? Okay, so I lied. We're not going to another video. We are actually going to an article. Now, this, if you haven't heard about the story, guys, you may want to sit down because It's really infuriating. I'll put it to you that way. So, cop attack, Muslim protester hit police officer with stick at Tommy Robinson rally in Hyde Park, spared jail. Let me repeat that. Muslim protester who hit police officer with a stick at a Tommy Robinson rally in Hyde Park was spared jail. Just marinate in that. Omar Muhammad has been spared jail after hitting a cop in the face at a rally. The 62-year-old joined the Hyde Park event, led by the controversial leader with a group of men. During the rally, he scuffled with the officer and struck him with a walking stick. Sergeant Rooney suffered from post-traumatic stress, and his bruising was so bad, his children wouldn't walk to school with him. Passing a 26-week suspended sentence, District Judge Richard Blake said the rally was held to express views that were adverse to the Muslim community in the United Kingdom. Oh my God. Way to go, Richard Blake. Way to fucking go, you douchebag. You know, at least you can go to sleep at night knowing that you're a good ally. At least you can do that. You fuck. So here we see this fat, frumpy motherfucker right here with his walking stick, the walking stick that he used to assault a police officer with. The 60, blah, 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 blah. He added, "We live in a democracy." Really? Do you? Do you live in a democracy in the UK? People should feel free within limits to express their opinions. Oh, really? Really? Really, you have the fucking audacity to say that. God damn it, man. You were with a group of other men. It is fair to say that immediately in front of you, there was a fracas. You joined into the melee that happened, and you joined in with your stick. You assaulted a cop with a weapon. While you do need that stick to walk with, you very much used it by wielding it around as a weapon. You brought the stick around and struck the officer in the face. And you're not going to do a goddamn thing about it, are you, Judge? I mean, other than a slap on the wrist and "Don't you do that again, Mr. Man," and just send him on his fucking way. There is no doubt that this was a very significant injury that you caused with your stick. Before his sentencing, Mohammed had written Mr. Rooney an apology letter, which the judge took into consideration. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say, I highly doubt that Omar Muhammad, the old fuck that did this, that assaulted a police officer, I highly doubt that he actually, gave a fuck about writing an apology letter. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say that 9 times out of 10, the only reason why he wrote the apology letter is so he could, look good, trying to polish that turd assaulting a police officer with a weapon. There's no doubt this is very significant injury cause. So, letter in which the judge took into consideration. Judge Blake said, "You're a man of 62 and good character." Alright. I'm going to go ahead and correct you there, Judge Dipshit. Okay. A man of good character wouldn't assault someone with a fucking weapon unless his life was at risk. And I highly fucking doubt that this is the case. I really do. You've got to 62 without committing an offense that you know of. Judge Blake, given your poor health and your previous character, it will be a suspended sentence. No, fuck his health and fuck his record. Okay? He assaulted a police officer with a weapon. I mean, I know I probably said that like 20 times before, but you do not do that. And you don't do it because the repercussions will be fierce. or should be fears. But, I guess that's only the case. The only way that can be the case over in UK is if you're a native British citizen of the UK. If you're a Muslim, migrant, immigrant, what have you, then no, you just get a fucking free, get out of jail free card whenever you do something wrong. And then you just get a wag of the finger, and that's it. That's it. Then you're off to do whatever the fuck it is you want to again. You son of a bitch. Justice, it doesn't exist. It doesn't fucking exist anymore over there. Defending Sarah Robinson told the court how Muhammad suffers from multiple illnesses that require a walking stick and explained he is currently living in sheltered accommodations. Well, let me play the world's smallest fucking violin for Omar Muhammad. Once again, that still doesn't change the fact that he struck a cop with a weapon. She said he does deeply regret the injury and suffering he inflicted on the officer. He has consistently showed genuine remorse towards the police officer. I highly fucking doubt it. He does express regret in having put himself in such a volatile situation. He never wants to put himself into that kind of situation again. Mohammed, from reading, denied causing actual bodily harm, but was convicted by the jury. He was also ordered to pay £250 for court costs. Still spared jail. Still spared jail. Because striking, over in the UK, once again, striking a police officer with a Muslim, I should say, let me get this right. A Muslim striking a police officer with a fucking weapon is not a crime. That's not a crime. And the only reason why it's not a crime is because a Muslim happened to do it. That's it. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the fucking way. Okay. But don't you dare, if you are a British citizen, if you're a native-born British citizen, don't you dare voice any concern over what's happening to your country. Don't you dare. Because you're going to be thrown under the fucking prison. From what's being shown here. This is the sad state of the United Kingdom. It's not justice for all over there. It's just justice for a select few. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the update here. I wanted to, sorry that it kind of took me so long to do the update, the Tommy Robinson update, but work has been pretty hectic. 12-hour shifts and the like. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Probably do another update in a week and a half to 2 weeks' time. So once again, thanks for watching. Onwards to the outro. Hey guys, Red Triangle here. Welcome to the end of the video. I'm glad you made it. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and most importantly, comment below. Not because I want my stuff to hit the front page of YouTube, but because I genuinely have an interest in what people have to say. Thanks for watching, and peace.